I've got a tool today that I want to show you that you should not be without. In fact, I'm not even going to ask whether it's worth it or worthless, because right off the bat, this is one of my most favorite things to have when I do a bee inspection. Stay tuned. We're going to look at this tool. I'm going to show you how to use it, why it's so important. I'm going to refer a book to you that you really need to read, and we're going to give a shout out to 2 subscribers. So let's get started. What's up, everybody? David Burns here, EAS Certified Master Beekeeper. Good to be with you again. Cold morning. I told you guys it was going to get down in the teens this weekend to kind of get your hives ready. Here on the bee farm, it got down to 9 degrees. Not just 9 degrees, but it was windy. It was terribly windy and cold. That little hive out front, that single deep hive, I'm afraid they probably lost it last night. It was brutal here. March can be that way. Just when we think we're out of the woods, that cold weather hits those hives, and the hives are already getting weaker in number. We're losing more bees, and we're also running out of food in there. So they need spring, and it's a critical time. Keep them wrapped up a little bit. Now it's going to get warmer next week. I'm looking forward to doing some inspections, but boy, right now we are hunkered down, taking a beating. But I've got a tool that I want to show you, and I don't think I've ever made a YouTube video on this tool, even though I use it a lot. I don't use it all the time because sometimes I forget to take it to the hive. What is it? It is a ba-bam. Look at that. What do you think that is? And how would you use it? Look at that. Oh yeah, you're right. It's a frame holder. Look at this. You open up your hive, take the lid off, inner cover. You set it right here on your box, whatever box you're working your 10 frames in. And then I always teach in my classes, those of you that know, that have taken my classes, online courses, you know that I tell you to take out this first frame here so that you'll have space to move the other frames, right? So after you inspect this frame and look at all the bees on it, you can park it right here. Now, a lot of you have seen me take these frames after I inspect them, and I just lean them up against a hive. And I lean them up against a hive because I usually forget to take this out there with me. But sometimes when I lean them up against a hive like this, what happens is bees will drift off of the frame and they'll get on the side of my hive, on the outside of it. And I'm like, oh, I wish that wouldn't have happened. And sometimes my queen might even drift off, and boy, you don't want that to happen. So you can park them right here, and they're safe. They're not against anything. You can keep them a little bit away from that wall. And you usually don't need to take more than 1 or 2 out. So that gives you enough space to kind of slide these frames so you can do your inspections properly. Now, the reason this is so important is because it gives you the ability to make a little space. Here's a green drone comb, by the way. I did a whole video on green drone comb. Some of you don't realize that I've made beekeeping videos for well over a decade. I've got a video on everything. Look through my playlist and see if there's a video to help answer the question that you have. This is the green drone comb to help control varroa mites. But you can put a couple of frames out here. Now look at all this space. And in my beekeeping courses online, I tell you the importance of this space and how you need to utilize it to do a better inspection. If you were to pull this frame up right here without moving the other tension off the other frames, you could potentially kill a lot of bees and your queen. Now, I've got another great reason that this frame holder works so well. Before I give you that tip though, let me encourage you to subscribe to my channel here. I really do appreciate the community that we've developed here on my YouTube channel. And if you subscribe, you can click on the bell and be notified each time I make a new video. That's going to help me out a lot if you subscribe. So I'm trying to help you and making you a lot of videos to learn about beekeeping. So do me a favor, please, and please subscribe. Now let's get back to the beekeeping tip that I like the most about this frame holder, and that is I don't have to worry about killing my queen accidentally. You know, a lot of beekeepers actually are the cause of the queen dying. They kill her accidentally, and you wouldn't think so. But, you know, there's 60,000 bees in a really strong colony, and there's just one queen. Why would we accidentally kill her, and how does that happen? Here's how it happens. You might be inspecting a frame like this, and you see the queen walking around, right? And all at once, you're starting to put this frame back, not realizing that she's drifting over onto the wood, and that she gets on this side of the wood right here, or worse yet, right underneath this little lip. And when you put the frame back in, it's easy to kind of glide back and forth accidentally and smash her, or set it down when she's under the lip and smash her. And she's dead. Now, why is that so bad? Aren't bees able to raise a new queen? Yeah, that's what nature is supposed to do, but those of us with some experience know they don't always pull it off greatly. The other thing is that if they do raise a queen, it's going to take about a month, about 30 days, to get a queen and that starts laying again. If the queen lays about 2,000 eggs a day and she's out of business for 30 days, that's 60,000 bees. That's a big gap. You got a lot of bees dying and you don't have replacement force. You don't want gaps like that in your bee year. So be real careful. And the reason the frame hanger works well, if you see your queen on this frame, you can just set it right here very safely out of the way, and you don't have to worry about leaning this up against the hive and the queen walking away. And you don't have to worry about leaving her in here and manipulating your frames and maybe smashing the queen by pulling frames in and out. Because even though you say, well, she's on this frame, and you start moving frames around, she walks. She can move between frames and get on another frame down the road, and you may not realize she's on that frame, and you can still smash her. So that's a good benefit of the frame hangers. If nothing more, you could set the frame with the queen on it outside right here safely, and then you can just manipulate these hives all you want to without worrying about killing your queen. So check this out. I'll leave a link to where you can pick these up off of Amazon, an Amazon affiliate link. They're really handy. I think you can get them for about, $25 or less. Not that big of a deal, and it works well. I do use these a lot, and I've broken the weld one time by being clumsy and just welded it back together, and it works fine. But these really do work out well. Now I want to tell you about a book that I really think a lot of you are going to enjoy. And it's a book by Mark Winston. It's been around for quite a while. I've read it thoroughly a few times. And I'll tell you what, it's not the beginner's book. If you're thinking about, what are honeybees and should I become a beekeeper and where would I put them on my property? I think my book is a good one for that, the one that Sherry and I wrote. But this one gets into a lot more details about beekeeping, goes a little deeper for those of you that want a little more knowledge about unique characteristics of bees. And it's called The Biology of the Honeybee by Mark Winston. I'll leave an Amazon affiliate link in the description below where you can pick this book up. I really think you're going to enjoy it. Now, let me give a shout out to a couple of subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys being subscribers, so I just want to give a shout out and highlight you on my videos for being a subscriber. This one is Oscar. Oscar says, "Hi David, I appreciate all the valuable info in your videos. I wanted to ask you how to properly do maintenance of the land around bees. I live in a tropical area and it all grows so quick. Is there a way to cut grass without killing so many bees, or a better time of day, or a good way to close the hive temporarily? Thank you, best wishes." Hey, thanks Oscar, appreciate you subscribing. Let me address that a little bit. Here at our apiary where we have bees for our training center, we have trouble with that as well, because we'd like to keep our 4 acres here mowed really nicely. It looks great. But at the same time, yard clover comes up, Dutch clover, and bees love it, and we hate to mow it. And then it starts looking kind of unkept. And so Sherry and I will keep portions of the clover growing, and then we'll start to realize that it's time to mow the clover. Even Dutch clover needs to be cut every few weeks to bloom again. And so what we do is try to hit that at night late. When the bees are back, it kind of gets dark, but it's not too dark to mow or too wet to mow. So you can kind of manipulate that a little bit. The other thing to think about, Oscar, is why don't you just decide what you're going to let grow and what you're going to mow. So if you start out mowing, if you keep the area that you're going to keep tidy and cut, if you keep it cut, it won't bloom. It won't have a chance for bees to go out there, right? Like a yard, you know, if you keep it mowed, bees aren't really too excited about grass. So you might just pick and choose what you're going to mow and what you're not going to mow. Now you can mow at night after the bees are in, but you know, it's going to be a little more moisture, and unless you have headlights, it's going to be a problem trying to mow. But you could do that. That's one of the things you mentioned, a time of day that might work out pretty well. Well, thanks, Oscar, for being a subscriber. I appreciate it a lot. The next subscriber is Sharp Shepherd, who says, I really appreciate your videos and your calm approach. My bees arrive April the 23rd. I can't wait to take your online classes. Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I try to be a calm approach to things, and I appreciate you noticing that, Sharp Shepherd. You sound sharp because you're getting bees on April the 23rd. If you live in Illinois, central U.S. like where I live, April the 23rd is a very darn good day to start beekeeping. It's going to be great. Hopefully the weather's going to really be solid by then. We'll have some dandelions. Things will be blooming, so that'll give our bees a good start. So I appreciate that a lot. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you want to be featured as a subscriber shout out, you got to be a subscriber first. So I appreciate you taking a moment. Please subscribe and click on the bell so you'll be notified each time I make a new video. Hey, by the way, some of you are probably watching this video and you're interested in beekeeping, but you're not sure if you want to do it. You're thinking, boy, I keep watching this guy on YouTube and it sounds more and more intriguing. I think I could pull it off. I've always wanted to do it. I got a video on how to start beekeeping. It sits first place on YouTube all the time, how to start beekeeping. Take a look at this video. I'll walk you through how to get started. Hey, thanks for watching. See you next time.